Good morning, everyone in temperature blanket land. My name is Sarah, and I think as a lot of people are doing, it's time for their end of February update. So far, here's my temperature blanket. I'm looking very carefully at how the moon is traveling across the blanket now in 2 months, and how the daylight hours are quickly lengthening, and how the sun is quickly moving up the blanket to rise earlier each day. And as we give a quick measurement, it looks like in 2 months it's 12 inches or just around 12 inches. So that means in the rest of the year, it'll be about a good 6 foot long blanket. I think that's going to be perfect for our queen size bed that we're looking for. And we already know that it lays flat across the queen size bed. Just want to give a quick shout out to the artist who created that pillow. That is Milena Moriani, a wonderful Pisan artist. May she rest in peace. I will give a link to her website so you can see more of her things. And of course, being in Rome, we have our Caravaggio. But I want to point out, look how the, for February, the stitches are going off to the right. So it's diagonal to the right. Moss Stitch was January. I'm going to change that again. For March, it's going to go to Hurdle Stitch, so we'll see those changes. And you see, I'm going to point with my shadow finger here, the white thread, that is my lifeline. And as we move through today's video, I'm going to show you how to move the lifeline. After 10 days, I move it. Here it is on this side. And then also, this is when I weave in my ends. I don't have too many on this side because I've been able to carry this. These two colors have been pretty steady. So let's see it here in the middle. I have more stuff to weave in here in the middle. So I will be, for the nighttime temperatures, they've been changing a lot more. So as we move through today's video, I will be moving my lifeline and weaving in ends and getting started on March. See you in a bit. So right here is my lifeline. It's 10 days back. So what I'm going to do is start carefully pulling out the lifeline. You can see it goes all the way across. Carefully loosening as it goes. And it's almost free. So at this point now, I'm going to move the lifeline to the next section, which with this particular needle, I'm supposed to be able to put the lifeline in here. And then as I'm knitting, the lifeline gets carried through. However, learned this the hard way. When I move my stitch markers, the lifeline gets caught. And then the next way, the stitch markers get caught on the lifeline and I can't move them the next row. So I go back to the original way of moving a lifeline, and that is taking the tapestry needle and weaving it in through each of the stitches as it sits on the wire. So all I do is just weave it through, go about 10 stitches at a time, and then just start pulling the lifeline through. And I'm telling you what, a lifeline is a good thing to have, because if you've got to take it back, if you've got to frog it at any point, you don't want to be going back now that you've already got 2 months done. Now that I've already got 2 months done, I do not want to be tearing it back. So I basically do move my lifeline every 10 days, okay? So I'm going to finish moving the lifeline, and then the other thing I do at this point is weave in my ends. You see my ends are all woven in up until just the last 10 days. This one is still attached because I can just carry it up. This is the next day that I'm going to be knitting with. So I'll be knitting in ends, or weaving in ends as soon as I'm done with the lifeline. Okay, we'll talk to you shortly. All right, so here I have the last few ends that I want to weave in on the back side. First of all, I want to point out this pattern is really showing up just so well. I really love the fact that I've changed from 1 month to the next, and I'm going to change it again. What I'll do is, in the description, I'll put just a description of all the different stitches that I'm going to use throughout the next few months, because at this point I'm not going to do another video probably till April or May. but I wanted to talk a little bit about weaving these ends in. This one is green, so I will try to weave it down the green row. This one's blue. I'm going to try to weave it down blue. I just wanted to point out that when you see this break in the colors here, I think I've done a pretty good job of closing the gap between the colors by wrapping the yarn around as I'm moving up. And in fact, I've carried up, I still have 2 colors connected here, and I'm carrying them up because, you know, I have a couple of days to do, and I never really know which day is coming up next. So I kind of hang on to a color or two and just carry it up. There's lots of videos out there. I'm not going to show exactly how to weave in ends. I don't think I'm terribly good at it. So I'm just saying there's lots of places to go to look at to weave in ends and carrying up and closing the difference between one color and the other. It's basically wrapping underneath. When you start the new color, you take it underneath the color that's already there. But there's lots of videos out there to describe that. So I will catch up to you for the next update after a few months. Ciao.